Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Holy cow, it has been a minute. I cannot believe it's been this long since I have actually filmed, uploaded, edited a video. So this is not only gonna be like a pregnancy update, but a little bit of a life update to catch you all up and bring you up to date on where things are with baby number 3. It has been kind of a whirlwind of a month, and if you follow me over on Instagram, then you know what I've been up to, you know what my family has been up to, but if not, and this is where you're following me and watching updates and things, then I'll catch you all up. Okay, so the last pregnancy update that I did was weeks 21 through 24. And I had every intention of doing like entering the 3rd trimester sort of update. I'm 31 weeks pregnant. I'll be 32 weeks pregnant tomorrow. I turn a new week on Fridays. So tomorrow is Friday and I will be 32 weeks pregnant. I was traveling. We were gone for 3 weeks. We were in St. Thomas in the US Virgin Islands. It was glorious. We had the time of our lives with both of our boys. We took them down there and it's one of those places that is just so special to us. If you don't know our history, we used to live in St. Thomas. We lived in St. Croix and St. Thomas right after we got married. That's where we moved, and we lived there for just over 6 years. I want to say we were headed into our 7th year of being there on St. Thomas. So we were there a long time, and it's a really special place. And my in-laws, thank goodness, love to vacation there, and they invited us along, and we stayed at a condo with them for 2 weeks, and then we got together with friends of ours in a beautiful villa on St. John. We stayed there for 1 week. It was just everything that I could have ever imagined renting a villa on St. John would be like. If I haven't already uploaded the St. John Villa tour, you will see that in the very next video, but it seriously was the coolest place I think I've ever stayed. Okay, so I want to make sure, am I focused? Just to kind of bring you up to date in where I am. Yes, I'm in my 3rd trimester. My belly, I have had such a growth spurt since the last update. I mean, from 24 to 31, almost 32 weeks, it's a big difference, but I've definitely gained weight. You can see the gain in my face. You can see the gain in my legs. Pants are fitting a little bit tighter, and my belly is big. It is officially time to like bring out that pregnancy pillow, wrap myself up in it, and just try to get comfortable sleep. I had a doctor's appointment, and they were like, oh, we'll see you in 2 weeks. And I'm like, I'm not gonna be here. So I had to see them on, like, when I got back, I saw them right away, which ended up being 3 weeks. So I wanna say I was like 28. Yeah, that would make sense. Traveling down, I did notice that I needed to make sure I was drinking a lot of water. My legs cramped up a little bit when we got off the plane, but I think that was just from sitting in an uncomfortable chair. I tried to walk back and forth if I could, if I was given the opportunity. We had 2 different flights, one from Detroit to Miami, that is about 2.5 hours, and one from Miami to St. Thomas, which is about 2.5 hours. So it's not terrible, but it does make for a long day. And being pregnant, they tell you to definitely make sure you're getting up and walking as much as possible and drinking as much water as possible, which makes you have to go to the bathroom as much as possible. But it's a good thing just to like keep everything flowing and to keep everything safe. So I did all of those things, and everything on the way down was great. I feel out of focus. I just rearranged because I felt like I was out of focus for all of that. During the time that we were in St. Thomas, I think maybe because it was warmer, it's a little bit more humid, it's a lot more humid than it is here in Michigan. And I also think just being in the pool and the water quite a bit throughout the day helped my back so much. I had almost 0 back pain, and my sciatic nerve was not bothering me at all. at all. It hasn't really flared up since we've been back either. We'll see. Maybe the baby shifted or moved or something, and that's why I'm not having that sciatic nerve pain. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just thankful for it. Also, one of the things that happened while we were down there is, you know, we're running around after the kids all day long. Matt was working. So my husband has an office down in St. Thomas. So he was working while we were there, and I had my in-laws to help me with the boys. Thank you, Jesus. Because Tucker is like 100 miles an hour, and to watch him like run around a pool and to do all of those things, it was really hard. And I was exhausted at the end of the night. We also just had a hard time. Once we got there, we had a hard time because both boys ended up with a cold. Tucker was teething. His molars came in. It was just a lot of sleepless nights. Tucker wouldn't sleep in the pack and play. So I had to sleep with him in a bed. Like, I'm not kidding. We are not those people. Like, I don't co-sleep with my kids very often unless it's necessary, and not because I have anything against it. I just feel like our kids get a better night's sleep. Some kids don't. Our kids get a better night's sleep if they're in their own bed, and we get a better night's sleep when we're in our own bed. But on vacation, we were co-sleeping. Matt was with Weston, and I was with Tucker. We had two queens in the condo, in the room that we were in. So that worked out just fine. When we moved over to the villa, we also had two beds in our room, but one of them was a day bed, and that's the one that Tucker and I ended up sleeping in, because again, he would not go in the pack and play. Like, I tried so hard, and at the end of the day, it just wasn't working, but we were sleeping, and he would wake up throughout the night because I was moving, or he would wake up because his teeth hurt. It was rough in terms of sleep, but we're here. We're back to our regular routine. Tucker already, like, it took one night. He had one hard night here. He didn't really want to be in his bed by himself. I mean, obviously, the kid has had 3 weeks of sleeping with me, but it took one night of him getting back into his own routine, and night 2 and 3, and this is going to be night 4, he will be sleeping all by himself in that crib. He literally does what he did before, which I do his routine. I sing him a little song, put him down in his crib, and he rolls over and he goes to sleep. It's like he's the easiest child to put to bed. I can say that now. He was not like that as a baby, but I can say that now. He's the easiest to put to bed. So we are finally back into our routine. One of the things I think helped with my back was that I wasn't bending over and picking up toys like all day, every day. You should see my house right now. It looks like pure chaos has happened. Pure chaos. There are just toys everywhere, and it's because I'm really just trying to pick up once at the end of the day. I'm not even doing nap time anymore because it really does bother my back to bend over. I'm trying to, safely pick things up. I really do need one of those little things. Do you know what I'm talking about? Those little things. Pregnancy stuff, not much has happened. I'm feeling lots of Braxton Hicks. I've talked about that before. I have felt a couple of true contractions. They went away. And I really do think that that is because I'm not as hydrated as I should be. And I usually don't have a problem drinking water. I like to drink water. But I've talked about this before too. Tucker also really likes to drink water. So if he sees me drinking water, he needs to have the water. So of course, as a mother, I give him the water, and then you get distracted and you go and do other things. But I need to remember, I also need to take care of myself, and I need to take care of this little guy. Speaking of this little guy, he is a mover and a shaker. I had my most recent doctor's appointment, which every single doctor's appointment has gone kind of like this. They put the wand on my belly. The baby starts to move like everywhere. They can't find his heartbeat, but nobody's concerned because I can feel the baby moving, and the doctor can see the baby moving. this doctor started laughing out loud. And she was like, well, I'm not concerned for his well-being. He's obviously just fine. I just need him to sit still for 10 seconds. That makes me nervous because Tucker is already our like 100 mile an hour kind of kid. So if this is going to be happening outside of the womb as well, we're in trouble. A lot of people have been saying like, well, maybe that is going to be great because then Tucker and this baby, they could just like, as they get a little bit older, they can start to entertain one another and they'll play a lot with one another. And I'm sure that will be the case anyway, but it makes me nervous. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my gosh, I feel so prepared. We're so ready for baby number 3. We are not. I know that it's going to be amazing. And I know that I can't wait to do those baby snuggles and have a newborn around and watch as our kids grow up together. Like I actually get a little bit teary-eyed about it because it makes me so excited. But I'm nervous as hell because just having a 3-year-old, a 1.5-year-old, and a newborn baby is going to be chaotic. And I just have to like prepare myself to live in the chaos. We already live in chaos, and adding another baby to that is going to be a whole nother level. So I don't know how to prepare myself for that. I think I need to set my expectations like super low for what we say yes to, for what we continue to do, and put my family first, and all of the other things can fall into place after that. If you are also in the same boat and you have ideas on how to prepare mentally for the chaos that is about to happen, please let me know in the comments below. I could really, really use your help. But we are going to Florida. Just the boys and I are flying to Florida. We will be going next week. Pray for me, please. My husband has to be in St. Thomas again for work, and so I thought, why not? Let's book a ticket. My parents are in Florida. I just have to get through that flight. It's one direct flight, and we will be there, and then my parents will be there, and it will be a nice distraction for everybody. And that will be the last time I'll be able to really go anywhere with some distance. So pray for me, because I will be traveling by myself with a 3-year-old and almost 1.5-year-old. So it's going to be, I know I'm going to get some looks. I know I will get some looks. One of the things that I want to tell you, we were in St. Thomas, and a lot of people, you know, you're meeting a lot of people around the pool and chatting and talking about, oh, are those 2 yours and you're having a 3rd? Oh, wow. Or, do you know what you're having yet? And I'll say, it's another boy. And they're like, oh, wow, 3 boys, 3 little boys. Yep, that's happening. This is a choice that we've made. It surprised us all, but we knew we always wanted to expand our family. So it always just surprises me, like when other people have opinions about how you're living your life. One of the things that happened, I thought this was hilarious. Matt had both boys in his arms and he got off the elevator, and this man said, oh wow, I see you've got your hands full. And then I walked out in like all my pregnant glory, and he just like, you could see his mouth drop, and you could see, he didn't say a word. You could see his face though. He was like, holy cow, what are these people doing? And he just, it got in the elevator and we all went our merry way. All right, I am going to show you the bump. I say this every time, but like from week 24 to where I am, almost 32 weeks pregnant tomorrow, you will see a huge change. Huge. And this is the very first time in both of my other pregnancies, my belly button never really popped. It just expanded. I have a deep belly button. That might be weird, but I do. It's actually starting to pop a little bit. And I always think that it's really cute when women have a little like outie belly button while they're pregnant. I always think that's really cute, and I'm always very envious of it. So I'm kind of excited. My belly button's starting to pop. All right, here it is. I guess with clothes on. Whoo! Check that out. And then right there. It is so big, it is so round. Oh, Weston's little pups are in the background. But you can see, look right there, it's starting to pop just a little bit. Just a little bit. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I can't believe we are about to welcome our third baby in really what is 4 years. This is incredible to me as somebody who dealt with trying to conceive for a very, very, very long time. I can't believe that we're here. So I'm feeling very grateful. I'm feeling very blessed, and hopefully we'll come up with a name for this little guy very soon. Mwah. Love you.